more executable. Maybe the shakiness of everyone else in the team, except for Armel, who can do absolute star performances, or at least has shown today to be ready for the task. That's my slight doubt that this laning stage could still go completely different to how we're theorizing it. But if they make it through the laning stage, if they tie those lanes, they don't lose any of their side lanes, this is Kukuys' game to win.
Absolutely. Absolutely the TB game to win. I think it is all about playing to the timing. Like play as a pop game. I feel like this is where you want to play like a pop game. You have Shaker Timber, heroes that are very good in finding kills. You have the TB, very obvious timing here against what Mongolz have presented to them. So it's all about pressing your spells correctly, having the mindset to want to do something. Okay, pass away. They're both going to dework the observer, so big win for both supports.
It was your own damn fault.
Well, quick dewarding action right there, preventing that first blood fight happening in the bottom half of the map. Boys are sharing tips. I'm not sure if you're getting Frostivus rewards in custom lobbies.
Not sure about it too.
Even if you can't sell these cosmetics these days and they're still on the account, I don't think it's a possibility. 4 versus 2, as AU has already set up the cogs. JG will have his mana burnt once, but not twice.
The battle begins.
And off we go. This is the deciding game. The best of 1. The best team win.
So it looks like it's gonna be a 2-for-2. Pretty even for both sides. I want to look at this mid matchup because I feel like they are picking Tiny into Shaker. From what I've known, I feel like this is pretty favorable for the Shaker, especially when Tiny has 0 armor to start with. So the enchanted hits are gonna be pretty damn painful. And so also you're a melee hero, right? So the waves from the struggle is gonna do some pretty decent of damage as well.
Yeah.
I think Wonderboy, a lot of pressure on him to first survive this laning matchup and then to make plays after it. Both are not easy.
Yeah, I think in general, in matchups where you play against the Tiny has better right-click damage with the tree grab, but Enchant Totem does one step better, evening up that CS by quite a lot. So I think this could be a very even mid matchup in terms of CS, but we'll have to come through levels if there are any kill opportunities arising. I don't think we're necessarily getting to kill either of the mid laners, unless they both harass the heck out of each other's. Meanwhile, JG starting off with flying colors, 8 last hits already, while the TB is at 3. Denying the range creeps as well. This is a good start for the Mongolz off lane.
Yeah, I want to talk about this Snapfire matchup into Clover as well. You have Leader Shadow, so
it's almost all of his mana gone. At least he has a double mango, but there's a blood grenade flying in, and that's a dead Kishka. He always starts with the first blood. They hit their level 2s. And it actually took them a moment to pop that Metamorph, because I saw TB was level 2 when the cogs were placed down in the first place by AU. But it took them a while to actually engage, and they still find that kill.
Yeah, maybe they didn't expect the call to hit so well, because I was just about to say I like Snapfire into Clock because you can always activate Little Shadow to kill the cogs and not run into those like a pinball situation. But I haven't even said that in sentence and he got pinballed already. So I can only say that was well played by EO.
Yeah, the washing machine effect. Flying inside the machine from left to right. That used to be a form of school bullying.
Really?
Yeah,
we don't promote that.
We called it the washing machine, where you put one guy in the middle and people just keep pushing him around. I might have been that kid who got pushed around. No hard feelings. AU being chased by Kishka and JG, but just for the Lotus challenge. He's secured by the snap.
So far, pretty okay for all of the cores except for Yoei. He's still really struggling hard in terms of CS. Only 6 compared to TA, who has 16 right now.
Yeah, meanwhile the Shaker's also got 11 denies. There's 6 denies on the Tiny too, but yeah, that's just showing the levels on Enchant Totem in that mid matchup, which makes it a bit easier for the Shaker. Do you think Enchant Totem's mana cost should be higher? Is it supposed to be a spammable ability? Is that what we see the Shaker today is just about the Enchant Totem?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's the facet as well. Or should I say the innate? Slugger.
I miss the days when Fissure was his most important ability.
Yeah, the good old days of position for Jirax Shaker.
Oh,
I miss those times.
those were good days.
But yeah, I mean, if we nerf Shaker more, I feel like we just might not see this hero ever again. So maybe that's a bad idea. So at least we are seeing him now. Oh, Kishkar making a play here, but he missed his Scatter Blast. That was a little bit awkward.
Armel's just dancing his way
It was your
around
own
Kiska.
damn fault.
I keep telling one thing that I missed that kind of ruined my offlane interest for a moment was when they nerfed the Omni Knight with the double Hammer of Purity. It was silly, it was broken as hell, but man, it was so much fun to play. When they removed that, I had no interest in touching Omni Knight again. So I'm waiting for this next patch to return my Hammer of Purity shard for the Omni Knight, and let me return to my glory days.
That is a very wishful thinking. I wish you the best.
I played 57 games of Omni Knight at the start of the year with like a 72% win rate. And then the patch came out and I started playing way too late. I could have, if I figured it out earlier on, I would have been the only thing that I would have been doing.
Just waking up every day, tuning to Dota, pick Omni Knight.
Yes, yes. Go to a pub game, mute everyone. See you guys at 16 minutes on the clock. I've got my shard, and then I can unmute and then start shot calling. Let's go, boys. Yeah.
The good old days of broken heroes.
Broken heroes.
Okay,
There's also think with like when we talk about facets, like sometimes we see this Timber Saw mostly in pubs with the double chakram. And in the pro scene, we see more the Shredder, where you apply this small slow and the extra damage coming out from the Timber Chain. Mass TP rotation, at least forced out. Mongolz are ready to react. But yeah, with these facet choices, there are like garbage facets and an OP facet for the same class. And it's like 98% of people or 99% of people pick Facet A above Facet B. Hey, Snap. Alright. Mental damage. Mental damage.
Okay.
It's getting under the skin of Armel. I think that's one way to do it.
Is this like doing whatever you can to get an edge over the enemy? I can respect that.
It's the
As
new
long as
type
you're
of
doing the
voice line
polite-
spam.
Yeah, as long as you are not doing it in a too toxic way, I feel like it's actually pretty entertaining.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's one way of, like, before when we had, like, voice line spam to try to tilt players. Get them to alt chat. Hello, Yoey. What you doing here in this bottom lane? Looking for a kill, eh? Hey, we'll get you one. And portal straight back.
Very good job here coming out from the safe flame duo of Team AU.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I like seeing this from them. It tells me that
Structures
they
are
really
fortified.
come into play.
Dire's
Like they are
top
making all this
tower is under
aggressiveness,
attack.
and I know that they're, you know, as the caliber of their player, they absolutely have this kind of ability to make something like this work. They just need to have good tools. That's why I was really happy to see Clockwork being picked up by Team AU. I mean, Kukuys, not AU, but AU was,
It's AU's team now. Confirmed.
yeah,
First,
doing a pretty good job so far at least.
So many people in bottom again. The same 3 heroes chasing down Kidori. They've just ignored that there is even a top lane in this game. Sending their second support down to bottom. Yowie doing the jungling work with this TB,
Dire's top tower is under
tying the
attack.
net worth with the TA actually. So both are, I would say, in a little bit of a difficult lane. I mean, JG is finishing the tower, so I guess this could be even worse because the Pango has
Radiant's
crushed
middle
this
tower
lane.
is under attack.
Yeah, which is why I'm a little bit surprised. Why wouldn't they put more resources in playing this top lane? Meanwhile, Wonder Boy.
He's gonna be alright with this one. Does Armel still have a blood grenade, by the way?
I would be surprised if
Or
he,
has he,
if
or
he
has
does not
he
have
used
one.
it? Alright, he doesn't
Okay.
have one now. Probably too late to pick it up now.
I do want to look at the triangle stacks though, if you're able to, because I want to see if you're preparing, you know, a good dinner for Amel to quickly grab up before he starts to get into daytime and start doing stuff.
Oh yeah, the
I think
good old Echo Slam farming. I mean, they've got a
Yes.
decent ancient stack. Probably want to stack that hard cap a couple times until they bring in the Shaker for this.
You always want to have this kind of enabling mechanism
Radiant's
for the
middle
Shaker.
tower is
They
under
might
attack.
even give it to Jewel as well. I think Bristol is also another hero that is pretty efficient in doing this, and he's slightly
Armel.
behind in terms of PA.
Radiant are scanning.
Not yet, maybe.
Not yet, not yet.
Still too late though.
Dire's bottom tower
Holding
is
us in
under
anticipation. We get that Echo Slam drop. So much easier on the Radiant side for these mid Shakers to rotate to the triangle and farm it with the Echo Slam. On the Dire side, we don't see it too much.
That's true. That's a good point actually. I wonder why is it? Is it because it's harder for supports to stack the dire triangle?
Could be.
Not sure.
There is some theory to it. Castaway. A bit of
Yes,
trouble
egg.
under the tower. Big magic wand drops the egg. Fire is dropped on top of Jing and Jewel, but this Pugna's barely moving anywhere. That will be an easy catch here for Castaway. By the way, question. Do you know how the Dying Light interacts with Egg when it's popped? Does it take into account Phoenix's HP at the time he dropped the egg, or does Dying Light just not work with...
No, I don't think it works with the egg.
Okay.
Because I think I've tested out before whether or not the egg is gonna make you miss your hits, but I don't think so. I think it's the fire sprays and all the other spells except for the egg.
Right. Yeah, it would sound a bit broken if the Dying Light worked with it, with the current HP that you cast it with.
That's a good question though.
Usually you cast the egg anyway when you're low HP. You get quite a lot of extra benefit off of it.
Yeah. But one quick tip for Phoenix player out there: when you're playing into the Pogna, you don't want to wait until last, like the last HP to press the egg, because against Netherworld
Zap.
you might not get the luxury to do so. You're gonna be zip and die, and you wonder why didn't my egg goes off?
Why you? Pressure down on mid. Armel gonna get soaked up by fire, but a beautiful cancel there. That Sapphire ulti ends as soon as it started. Castaway sent to the stars. And that's gonna be the Tiny maybe dropping as well. Good cookie save from Kishka. Here comes JG rolling, unloading up the Rolling Thunder. Another fissure from Armel to zone them out.
That was a good hits-up play by Amel there. Just timing that custom very nicely. Should have stepped very, should have stayed a little bit behind so that he's out of the Fisher range before he launched the multiple cases. But yeah, that was a good attempt. Amel was he just played out the situation slightly better.
What do you think about the mechanism coming up for the snap? Guardian Greaves time or just a casual mech?
Probably Guardian Greaves. I feel like the biggest problem with Snapfire nowadays is that there's not a lot of great itemization for it to go for. Like, what else can you go for? People used to do Gleipnir on this hero when Leader Shredder, it was before Leader Shredder got nerfed. But ever since that, people don't do that build anymore. So you're only like a mech bot sometimes. I think one of the reasons why we don't see this here a lot is just so much harder to find impact compared to some other position for heroes, like a Morita, for example. Because as a Sapphire, you really need to make every multiple pieces count to feel the impact of it, and it's not easy.
Yeah, ever since the days we still played some sort of a core Snapfire, those are kind of gone with the in it that kind of ruined the hero to be played as a core. With the glancing shots. And then, of course, the Ricochet facet that we saw. I don't know why people were even picking Ricochet for some time.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Full Bore has always felt like the better one.
Invisibility.
3K lead for the Mongolz with only 5 kills in total in this game.
Are scanning.
And remember, we had this conversation in the previous series. It's like game 3 effect. Everyone is kind of afraid to make mistakes, a little bit afraid to take risks. Okay, finally they find themselves an opening on Jing.
And the Rolling Thunder just in time before the TP finishes, and with the Thunderbolt rolling a little bit faster than normal. Wonderboy JG will be given a split kill onto Jing. But yeah, this is it was the same conversation yesterday. It was when we brought up the topic in the first place of do teams just go passive in a game 3.
I don't feel like it's a natural instinct. I don't even know why. It's not like teams are not trying to find opportunities. These teams, they are trying to find opportunities, they are just not happening. So are teams reading those moves better and reacting to them better? Perhaps that's the case.
Because even in game 2, when a team is behind a game, they don't look demoralized. They don't look like we are not enjoying this game. Like, they find a way to bounce back, and if they lose, they lose. But if they win, they know they're going to a game 3, and their mindset is overthinking. And that is with all this mental warfare. AU's getting burnt by Kishka. And here comes the backup, right on top of the Snapfire. Jewel with Armel with the slowest totem smack with the most hardest impact. Takes down Kishka. Wonderboy zoning out the TB for now. Looks like it's just going to be a support trade.
Yeah, it does feel like Mongolz, they are trying really hard to find these small kills. It's just that their damage output is just slightly more limited right now. It feels that every time they want to find a kill, they have to commit multiple kisses for it. And if multiple kisses is down, no kills are happening. Unless they're bringing heroes. Are they trying to do it right now?
The tower falls, and they want to focus on Armel here, using that fissure wall to their advantage. Canceling out the drain life, and that egg is just perfectly placed. This time Castaway doesn't get caught by the stun, and he will tip Armel for it. We're trying, at least from the Mongolz perspective, trying to get under the skin of Armel even more. What was that drain life on, by the way? I didn't see it.
What?
It looked... the puck that was... Did he ult himself?
No, I think he was draining the Shaker. But Shaker didn't get healed because of the Spirit Wrestle. So, pretty good Spirit Wrestle pick up here by the Pangolier. This is something that JG always loved to do. He likes to be, you know, get into a team fight with Spirit Wrestle. Top lane though, Chidori. A lot of danger here. He's completely alone.
Breaking straight through as well. AU does die to Chidori, but they will get the kill that matters the most, and Armel is there to assist, just in case there's a TP rotation coming in from T1. Now a bit of a encroaching movement towards the triangle with the Tiny, with the Snapfire. They're pinging the Timber Saw, which might be too tanky of a target, and they're going to give it a try. With the Mortimer's Kisses, it could be enough. These kisses are missing quite a lot, but the toss from Wonderboy, they'll do it. A crash landing toss.
Yeah, it's still enough. Like we said, right, you really need to keep launching these multiple kisses on every cooldown, which is what they are trying to do right now. So, trying to make a solo move here. Good dodge.
Do it again. Oh, the Rolling Thunder ran out, but it doesn't matter because Wonderboy has the damage during the toss. Finish off this Terrorblade. There's Armel coming into action as well. He doesn't have Echo yet. So Wonderboy Continues to fight this one through, and Armel dies to the tree toss, and Wonder Boy finding a double inside this fight. Egg is popped as well. AU dead too. And oh boy, Kukuys are in trouble. Mongolz just finding the better team fight.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah,
is
they're
under
lining
attack.
up their heroes together very well right now. I see this goon going on from Mongolz. Mid and the two supports are always around each other, always looking for kills. And I think this
Dire's
might
middle
be the
tower
time that
is under
Kukuys
attack.
need to start sticking a little bit more, so that they at least they stop the bleeding. I think this is where it's, you know, when you are playing like 3 calls lineup, sometimes you get a little bit too greedy. You scatter around to get maximum farm, and then you bleed a lot by doing that. So I think this is where Kukuys need to really recognize that fact and start playing a little bit less greedy.
Well, I have to say, we're at 18 minutes, and Mongolz coming out with shining colors out of the laning stage. This is the result of it. They get to snowball, they get to play the map, they play objectives faster. What about Team Kukuys? What is their plan here? Do they play for the ultimate TB, or is there something that they can do in between? Because Mongolz have just hit a timing.
Yeah, I think this is where you want to defend some areas together. You probably want to capitalize on the fact that Mongolz, they really want to play aggressively, and by doing that, they might make some mistakes. They might, you know, initiate a fight without enough numbers. So you want to make sure that when those mistakes happen, you are there to capitalize on it. I think that could be a mindset going on here for Team Kukuys. Because otherwise, if you're just splitting around and trying to recover the game from that way, I don't know if you're able to split the bleed at all, stop the bleed at all. Because at the end of the day, you are playing against TA, and that's a lot of vision for the side of TA.
He saw the Terrorblade. It also finds the Phoenix, but AU spotted. He is blocked with his hook shot in the middle of some neutral creeps.
It's too damn late.
And that is a Roshan call right away. Can they do it in 45 seconds?
Should be able to. Double armor reduction coming up from TA and Tangler. Also, Leader Shredder too could help with the armor reduction.
Oh yeah, this is quite a
There
lot
you
of
go.
damage. Oh yeah. Should be a bit of a walk in the park here. But yeah, Kukuys are going to have to come up with a plan really quickly. How do they approach? Who do they kill? What do they fight? Where do they fight it? Sometimes it matters if it's an open lane fight or if it's happening in the trees.
Radiant are scanning.
Are there any suitable fighting areas for both teams? Well, it looks like the open ground seems pretty good to go for me. But can they keep that egg protected? No, they cannot. And there's the Echo Slam to follow as Chidori takes the Aegis for himself. They've lost 3 teammates at the same time. Yoe cleans up the killing spree off of this Tiny.
Yeah, this is exactly the kind of punishment that they need to return to Team Mongolz. Like we said, right? You know, Team Mongolz, they feel aggressive. They might make some mistakes, and that's the first mistake they made that Kukuys are able to capitalize on. The TA and Pango were finishing Roche, while the 3 of them were doing this action on the mid lane. So, as the good old saying, you don't want to be doing 2 things at once. You want to be doing one thing together. Good job for Team Kukuys there for capitalize on it. And that is really huge as well.
Oh, the axe save from Jewel. Oh,
that was close.
Getting that barrier on with his axe is what separates him between life and death. But that's his axe reveal. That is usually a pretty big item to show when you're a Timbersaw. So now I'm curious, how many Yules do we have going up against him? Because we have Tiny Blink, TA Blink, Castaway has the Shivas lined up, and I think he actually has the Yules lined up too, because the Snapfire is still busy finishing his Guardian Greaves. So it's the Phoenix's job to hold onto Yules until he sees the Timbersaw with Ags on. And sometimes it can be too much of a temptation to use it on something else or somebody else.
Gotta be really disciplined with that. I think Castaway is also, he's really close to completing the Shivas. He's got only 800 gold from it, so I wonder if he's gonna complete Shiva first or get the use first. Probably Shiva in this case. So if that's the case, use would be perhaps 10 minutes later. And that means that Jewel will have a lot of time to play with this axe. And I think that's where, this is really where he wants to make use of the agonies. You run in, you draw attention to you, and then this is where it's going to create a lot of opportunity for Armel to come in with the dunk. I think that's what you need to provide to the Shaker. It's not easy for Shaker to go in all the time by himself. You need to share some responsibility with him.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Suddenly, that entire 9,000 gold lead from the Mongols has worn down to just 2,000. So only a fifth of that lead is remaining. Maybe they can recover some with Armel being chased. He turns around for the fissure, but that means he's going to burn to a crisp.
The back lines are here.
So Jing coming up on the top side. Chidori willing to take the front. They have to fight versus that Axe. And they pop the egg. They have to protect the Phoenix with it. And now that's a bigger ulti egg as well. And they even toss the TV into the explosion. And Yoe's got no chance to recover. No Sunder for him. And that's an instant 4K swing at the same. So these deaths are very costly.
Yeah, I did not know why Kukuys didn't just pull the alarm and says like, guys, abort mission, Shaker is down. And they are fighting with us with Aegis. They went in, invited the fight, they wanted to extend the fight knowing that Shaker is not able to make it back to the team fight. So very questionable decision making there from Kukuys, and a painful one as well. I think if TB was able to get out safely from the fight, it would still be okay. But unfortunately, he was not able to. So this is where Chidori is gonna have to get the opportunity to speed up the game, take some tier 2s away from Kukuys, and eventually look to choke up the map and work towards the second Roche maybe. And that's gonna be the timing that they should be aiming for to end the game.
Yeah, Roche 2 is definitely what Mongolz will be aiming for. But still, 50 seconds remaining on the original. Don't think they have enough to straight high ground push here. Especially when all 5 heroes of Team Kukuys are still up. But they will smoke very deep into Dire territory. Hoping to find someone, drops down the ward. That ward appears out of nowhere, but they caught the Pugna with it. And with the creep wave coming straight in, Timber's gonna try his best to cut it out, but Dory's already going to work. Wonder Boy helping him out.
Yeah, this is really smart, by the way. Like, even though Aegis is inspiring, but they're actually still really strong. They know that Kukuys doesn't want to come back. They don't want to come back. They want to keep farming. AU is gonna die for it. Try to buy some time, but is this time enough?
Yeah, he killed the BKB courier from Wonder Boy. Time is gonna have to go without it for potentially the next fight. But another creep wave flies in. Should be the end of these mid racks. Pretty sizable payday.
Okay, that was really good because they didn't have to wait for the Roche 2, right? Because that was probably like 5 to 8 minutes later. The fact that they are able to take a lane of racks away without Aegis was a big win for them.
Mongolz really coming into play here. They're making the Team Kukuys team that started this series off pretty well look like they don't really have any answers. At least they've got so much more farm than they did in game number 2. And still playing off of the strengths of this Armel Earthshaker that was a game changer, but hasn't had the same type of impact compared to the previous series, which ended them winning game number 3. This is a very deep smoke. But they have knowledge of this. They back straight to the high ground.
Again, I do feel like Armel is not getting enough help for his teammates. Because this is one of the games where Team Bersto is pretty healthy and decent in terms of net worth. He hit his Aghanim's timing in a pretty decent time. But still, we don't really see him just running in with Aghanims, creating space for his teammates to play out the team fight. It feels like Amel still has to do most of the dirty work. And if Amel is not able to find those openings, then no one is doing anything. And this is where Mongolz, they hit again. They want to strike again. You can't die in front of your base. Not against Tiny. Not against TA.
A trap to destroy that wave. Castaway will reveal their plans of being smoked right next to Kuku's base. They'll continue to ride the high. Hope that they can find somebody on the map. Shaker has been cutting waves. Kishka was close to catching the Tiny.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Kishka is building into the pipe as well after getting grips. I like that.
Radiant's bottom
20%
tower
magic
is
resistance.
under attack.
I think pipe has become a late game item right now because of its percentage-based barriers.
Yes.
I think that passive is a lot earlier. I think pipe used to be like an early game item, but not anymore. Ever since it changed from flat magic resistance to percentage based. So this is gonna be super helpful against Shaker, against Pokna, allowing them to do the high ground a little bit easier as well.
Yeah.
Dire's top
Dory
tower
making
is
work
under
through
attack.
another tier 3 tower. The wraparound is happening from the south.
Radiant's
Heading
bottom
straight
tower
towards
is under
JG.
attack.
He's going to be the one to spot 3 of them at least. A roll-up comes before Jewel is able to get any damage out onto the Pango. Pango gets stuck between the cogs. Wonder Boy has a TD illusion chasing him right now. He loses almost a third of his HP with Jewel jumping in, and they might just have to sell him.
Oh, he has BKB.
BKB teleport out, okay.
Oh, that is costly. Because
Oh, yeah,
Yowie
it
had to.
it was the courier they killed that had that BKB when they were doing the previous mid push.
Yes, and got it now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, this might be a sign for them to look for fights because Terrorblade, he spent his Metamorphosis, so it's gonna be a huge timing where they have to dodge this aggressiveness coming out from Mongolz.
They're really playing this calm and systematically here. You could say they're in a hurry versus a TB, but the way they have approached this game, they're still staying calm. They're not overthinking it. While a lot of teams might in a game 3 overthink that early game, we saw Mongolz mass TP rotating to the smallest threat towards their TA, knowing how important this TA is going to be coming out from the laning stage. But since then, it has been cool, calm, collected.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And it has led into some positive results.
Yeah, one of the contributor to this calmness, I believe, is also because of TA, right? Like the vision that you are getting from traps, you are always somewhat knowing where the enemy is, and that's gonna help you make a lot of decision making. And of course, having the TA innate is gonna always tell you when Roshan is, is spawning. So you are always able to have very good support for this decision making. So I do think it plays a very huge part in.
Also having information on Roshan spawning as a TA, very handy, because this means that Roshan number 2 will be theirs, and with it, the Roche banner. They are already portaling towards the top half of the map. Or maybe onto Armel. Wonder Boy gonna get the jump on the Shaker. Force him to leap away. The snap trying to get back in. Blink out as there was no follow-up damage. The Shaker gets away. So the same continues. Jewel standing right in front so that TA doesn't want to blindly walk up the high ground. But this is a really tough game for the supports now on the Dire side. Like, if you go in as a Clockwork, you will very likely die. You won't come back alive.
There you go.
And he does exactly that. So Kidori almost dead. Not quite enough damage, and the refraction is up again. Metamorph used from Yowie. Mongolz, they do not need to press their advantage any further. That Metamorph put on cooldown that should give them an opening onto the high ground again. Just have to wait another 20 seconds and they're good to go.
Yeah, if they have smoke, they can also smoke that wrap around. You see the line being drawn from Castaway. They want to smoke into the mid because there's no towers anymore, and then maybe flank them from the left. That could be a very viable play.
That could be a very easy way into the base, yeah. Also, do they don't...
Do they know about the AD?
I'm thinking about the same thing, right? Do they have a trap at AD? Because Dyer knows about it, and Armel is going to pick it up. So now they just need to not fight until the Shaker gets back into the base.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Because he has picked it up now.
Mongolz, they are going in though at the same time, so they found AU.
Yep, it's easy kill there. He's got 40 seconds until he's back up. And of course, they still have another at least 1.5 minutes until that AD finally pops on the Earthshaker. Does the Phoenix have Yules already? Just wondering
Yeah, he
if Castaway. Yeah, okay. If he does, then he can also dispel that AD
the
off of Armel, who just popped it right now. The tossback comes in. Hey, with a buyback. They've got the Timber Saw in the middle. He's going to be the one sent in there. Armel with his BKB, though, he does take a ton of damage, but the TA is also going to be fine for now. Kishka down 2, already cleaned up by the Shaker. Can they get more? AU is running away. That's so close to being a dieback. Kishka Wonder Boy down. They're cleaning up the Mongolz roster, but the egg is there. Jing will fall. Yoe gets pushed back to safety. Armel trying to escape. One more hit. The blink away! Kitori cannot get the kill on the Shaker. And that might just be an Aegis down to the right clicks from this Metamorph TB. GG. No Rolling Thunder. Kitori BKBs up. Fire Spirits flying in from the back. Trying to protect Kitori. But this TA very likely to die. Team Kukuys holding. And a massive hold by them. It is 2 support buybacks. AU first, Jing after. Castaway also had to buy back to still try and save the day. But that is a costly push right there because they didn't get the tier 3 tower. They use a buyback of their own. They lose the Aegis. And they didn't kill the cores.
It was also the AD rune on Shaker, right? That helped him dealt so much damage in that fight. Also, of course, he found like a super big Echo Slam as well. I think most importantly is that Castaway, he didn't manage to use his egg at the first life. He was able to, he was just instantly burst down by Armel. So once again, it's Armel saving the world. I think when they make like a toss back like this on the team persona, they really need to make sure that the chain stuns were there. To make sure team persona is not able to press the Aghanims before he got burst down, but unfortunately for them, Team persona was able to survive from it, and it just became so messy. I think this is one of the things that provide to your team when you are running with so many tanky heroes, like strength tanky heroes. The room for error is a lot higher because you are able to just like take the initiation like this, stay alive, and turn around.
It was really big that when you have only 1 Yules, they used it on the Timber as soon as he popped his Aghanims. But that left that AD unchecked. Didn't have anything to remove it off of that Shaker. You could say that that AD consequence, the ward on the top action rune, if they had a ward on the bottom rune, it wouldn't have spawned there. They wouldn't have had that AD chance to defend. So you have to say that is some really good karma for Armel. A really good ward by a support that actually saves them this high ground defense. Of course, the team fight is a fight of its own. She needs to coordinate perfectly, but an AD on a Shaker, that guy hits really hard! Armel! Woo! That's an Echo Slam of something, but it's just a support snap. They might still lose everybody here, with the egg in a very good position. Jewel, they get the egg destroyed. AU dying. Jewel gets out for now, but will he survive? At the end, he's on the sidelines. No, JG takes him out. Wonder Boy low on HP. Armel and the boys, they all get silenced. Cannot continue the chase. That is the TA trap. 2 for 1. Tiny's still low on HP. JG looking for an angle. Can they still snipe somebody here? I don't think they can. The creeps were doing some damage to the tier 4 towers, but we continue going, at least for now. That Metamorph is going to run out soon.
All about being patient, guys. Metaphor is running out. There's still quite a healthy of time before the team Persoft respawns.
Well, he's popped the Demon Zeal, so no way, he's really fast, and he's still got a high amount of damage. JG, they can see him the whole time because that Defender Gate vision. Pango has to back out. High ground glyph used. That is a that's a couple minutes Mongolz could use to their advantage. They can get themselves another push going, but it feels like they're banging their heads against the wall at the moment.
Yeah, but they absolutely have to, right? Like, this is such a good opening for them. There's no metaphors. Kukuys are 2 heroes down, but still the defense mechanism coming out from Kukuys were able to repel them from that that attack. They still want to go though. There's a DD rune, AD rune again. Okay.
Again?
Yes, again.
It's time for TA. All right, Kidori, show me what you're made of. That's a ton of damage on this TA, and it's going to get increased by even more. If they cannot win this fight, then I don't think that they can ever breach this high ground. It could all start with Armel scouted outside the base. They know the Shaker's around the area. He blinks away just in time. Thought someone was here. They knew someone was here. But not by the time they arrived, so a bit of a thief in the night. Disappearing in the shady streets of that dire forest.
Drew is gonna TP out. They are not gonna find anybody here, so very good space creating. And of course, the classic C counter smoke is coming out. Obviously, they don't know that he is holding an AD rune, so they might find themselves some surprise here. Shield rune activated on Tiny as well.
Dire scan is right on point. They see them moving towards the Roche pit. They know there's the TA advantage, and if they are here, it means Roche is up. But they're gonna get surprised here because there's nobody here. This is when you overthink the situation. They now probably think, did they take the portal down, and is Roche actually spawning at the 40-minute mark down there? And that could end up being a trap, because it definitely is a trap. 50 seconds for the Roche to spawn.
And you see the lines being drawn by Castaway as well. He wants the team to push in mid, to push in bottom, because he knows that Kukuys, they are out here. He knows that there's no one's home. This is really smart, Dota. Push it in, force all of them to come back, and all of a sudden, you know their whereabouts.
Tower is under attack.
This is time. Force them back, go to Roche. This is such a huge advantage for Radiant as well, by the way, because the fact that Roshan is bottom means that Radiant can always choose to buy back and TP down to the outpost to resume the fight. And there's no such advantage for dire side at all.
Well, they weren't able to get benefit out of this AD on Kidori. That has run out, and that was also shown when he was farming a creep wave down in bottom. So now, what can they do with this knowledge? Moving towards the Roche pit. They definitely know Roche should be up. Looks like a double Ops ward might have been planted there on the stairs, but no. Who cares? Mongolz in position. Jewel. They are so clumped up. There's popping smokes everywhere. A 4-man avalanche. Jewel on the chase. Timber gets the jump on Tiny. Here comes AU tossed up in the air.
No buyback.
And JG is just wreaking havoc at the back with this Rolling Thunder. They also got the Pugna out, and this is not the fight the Kukuys were looking for, but they could still maybe do something with it. It's up to Armel. Wonderboy is invis. He gets shown. The egg is placed down. Can they destroy the egg in time? BKBs are popped for it. That will take down Castaway. And there's going to be Wonderboy down as well. Kidori needs to get into another position right now because they're chasing. They're chasing the TA. The stun comes out. And they are able to hold Kidori. Take down Kishka. And despite Mongolz able to just dismantle the first approach from Kukuys. I don't think they had any business towards this Roche pit.
That was really showing coming up to the 3 cores. It was just 3 of them versus the entire team of Mongolz, because 2 supports were already dead. But yeah, they totally understand how strong they are. Like, that was TB with Metamorphosis as well. I feel like if Mongolz wanted to play a bit more patience, they could have heightened the situation, wait for TB to run off from Metamorphosis, and then resume the fight. But I think because Phoenix got caught by the Fissure, so he felt like he has to press the egg there, and that baited his entire team back into the TB. And we talk about how TB Manta, Manta with all those illusions plus Skadi, it's really good against TA in the late game. And we are entering that territory right now.
This is the first time in this game you have a net worth lead on the Dire side. So Team Kukuys have been playing from behind 42 minutes. Finally find themselves in a leading position. Cheese on the clockwork, Aegis on the TV. That graph tells you everything you need to know.
Big items are coming in as well. Joe has completed the Hex, very important against all of these heroes among Mongolz. Especially now buybacks are such an important element of the game. Having the Hex really helps you shut down some of these heroes that doesn't have buyback, or return to the fight after buying back. Also, is this where Mongolz are starting to lose some damage output on TA? All of the core heroes from Kukuys are so tanky right now, and TA is only physical damage.
Yeah, this is a scaling problem. It's kind of what we discussed. If this game goes late game, this TV lineup will outshine. And they found themselves a Pango. JG dropping low. Chidori's already in the middle of the fray, trying to finish off AU and Armel, but the damage isn't sufficient, and Yoe will hunt them down. The cookie fails! Chidori turned around at the wrong moment, and the Fissure came out too. He turned to the direction he did not want to. And they might even have to force some core buybacks this time around. And that's only on the Pango and the TA. Arthur says it's over.
Yeah, this might be over. Again,
It certainly starts to feel like it. The momentum has shifted already a couple fights ago, but now I feel that this game is turning into a territory that it might be unlosable for Dire now, but it's a game of Dota. Anything can happen. Wonder Boy in the middle of everything. Can he get anything done? A lot of damage onto AU, and even Fing was trying his best to just suck the life force out of this man, but it's not enough to kill the Tiny. The buybacks came out. The Rolling Thunder is blocked away by the Fissure by Armel, protecting Yoe. They got through the tier 3 tower. Kidori trying to clean the illusions. There's still an Aegis. The cheese is already used.
A very costly by defense there, and still they lost their mid lane of Rex. I think this is where Kukuys, they are able to just completely play this situation out to their own comfort. Do you need to go high ground now without the Metamorphosis? Maybe not. There's a refresher coming out from Shaker as well, so they have the luxury to be a bit patient. But of course, if they want to go, why not?
It's a big item for Armel to have it. He knows if he lands one good Echo Slam, if he lands one good Blink Stun, if it's on the TA or the Pango, they're not coming back. There are no buybacks left on Mongolz. There are 4 buybacks up on the Dire team. Hal turned the tables. Jewel on the hunt, finding the TA. Kidori does get hit by a Fissure. Just JG. They're in a very tight space right here. Blocked by Cox and Fissure walls. There's Armel joining the fights as well. He's trying to get the damage in. Wonder Boy is gone. That is 1 out of 5. 4 remaining. TB, however, might be in a position to lose that Aegis and lose that Metamorph. And he dodged the last hit, but he still burns down to a Chris. TA down as well. Kidori gone. Armel refreshes up. Controlling JG, taking the bottom racks as well. Armel flying, soaring through the skies. GG and Team Kukuys from the brink of destruction and being eliminated. They have held and they have turned, and they are the ones who eliminate Mongolz.